So I recorded a video earlier, and the audio didn't come through the way I wanted it to. And I probably could take care of it in post by doing an edit to the audio track to clean it up. And I don't really feel like doing that, so we're going to cover the topic now. That topic is expectations. So we're going to take a little ride and talk about expectations and how a lot of the time kind of having unrealistic expectations can really jam up your day. So let's get into it. So, the easy place to start, here we are again, COVID-19. People had an expectation that life would continue. We would go to work every day, and then one day that was wrong. And so I have some friends dealing with some expectations issue, as in like when this is all going to break. And you can see it all over Facebook. It's not really that big of a surprise to anybody. People are having a hard time kind of dealing with this version of reality. And in certain ways, that's okay, you know. Up until the point it starts really eating away at you. And so we know when our expectations aren't met, we get let down. We don't feel so good. And on the flip side, when expectations work out our way, we're really happy. But really right now I want to focus on the expectations that really bring you down when they go unmet. And what you have to understand, while you have choices aren't really what I call deterministic. And a different way to put that is, you can have a choice, and you can say, well, according to what I know, there's a 90% chance of turning out the way I want it to turn out, and very low percent, or in my example, 10% chance of going the other way. So here's my question to you. Do you get to pick which side of that equation you fall on, the 10% or the 90%? I think most people know that you don't get to actually pick which part of the equation you land on. And on the day-to-day, we don't really think about how that really works. Yet we're kind of affected by it all the time. We're let down. We're disappointed. And really, we made a guess and it turned out wrong. And so sometimes we even make the right guess, the best probability guess, and it still turns out wrong. Take this for example. I thought I hit the sensor. I'm over the sensor with the bike, but it's clearly not. So I'm going to have to try to hit this magnetic sensor. Find the right spot here. Usually you can find it by I think maybe this is it. Maybe not. That's the one good thing about having a car pull up next to you. They'll trip the sensor. At least I hope so. So, we make guesses. We have, we feel we make good educated guesses, we make the right choices. Sometimes things turn out the way we want, and sometimes they don't. So, when they don't, we get let down. And how do we deal with that? Well, I think you have to get rid of the expectation. You have to let go of the fact that making choices, even the best choices, are deterministic. We can't predict outcomes. And, really, sometimes that's really all you can do. You don't really have a whole lot of choice since you don't get to pick. You know what? I think I guessed wrong on the sensor yet again. There you go. So I either guessed right or that there was a cop parked over just to the right of me. Did he trip the sensor? Did she trip the sensor? I don't know. If they did, or if they triggered the light, hey, that's awesome. I'll take it. I didn't have to try to find the sensor, so it works for me. Another way that I've engaged this topic, some of my friends say, you make your own luck. And I got to challenge that, right? Do you really make your own luck? So we're coming up on this intersection here, and when I go through it, I'm following the laws, but who's to say the people coming the other way are also going to be following the laws the way they should? Because that's what happens sometimes. Sometimes people run red lights. And even though I'm doing my best to follow the rules, right? That doesn't stop somebody else from, not paying attention and running the light. Do I get to pick when that happens? I don't really think so. Could you play, could you ride defensively or drive defensively and maybe mitigate some of that risk? Of course. Does that mean, does mitigating that risk actually stop the other person from running the red light? You may catch it and you might keep keep yourself safe. You don't stop that other car from coming through. So you make your own luck. And then people also have said planning and preparation, right? Planning and preparation. I'd really like to challenge anyone who said, I spent a lot of time planning not to get hit by another vehicle when going through an intersection. Show me the time slot in your day where you practice that skill. And you know what? Someone might be able to do it just to prove me wrong, but really, come on. Nobody's got on their calendar. Practice going through an intersection in a wave so that I don't get hit by a vehicle or by a person in a vehicle who I won't be able to predict is not paying attention. Okay. So I'm going to drop that one. I'll probably get beat up a little bit for that one. That's okay. I think you guys get my point, though, right? It's another way that I've kind of looked at that. I mean, there's so many things. Oh, here you go. Something can not work out your way, right? And down the road, you say to yourself, well, I wouldn't be in this good spot unless all those things had happened. Or there's this song. I don't remember the name of the song. I just remember about the song. It starts off by saying, if you're not with the person you're supposed to be with, all that's really happening is you're getting ready to be with the person that you are meant to be. You're kind of like in this preparation mode. And right there, right? In the moment, you go through a breakup. It doesn't feel good. And if you are with somebody later on, you recognize that you may have not been in that same mental space, frame of mind, to be able to connect with that person on one level or another. So at the end of the day, you weren't able to tell whether that what we would have called a bad situation early really end up working in your favor. So how am I tying that back to expectation when you say it didn't work out? Yeah, except sometimes it does. Well, I guess in my case, it tends to. Except when it comes to guessing where the sensors are on the road, because I'm not doing so hot. So anyway, that's my little bit on expectation. Maybe I'll go back and improve the quality on the audio on the original video. And actually, I don't even know if the audio on this one is going to work out, so who knows? Maybe I'll have to record this video a third time. That's okay, though. I don't mind. So, for those that are listening, if life has got you down, think about what's getting you down, and is it? I'm pretty confident it's tied to your expectation about the situation, whether that has to do with a specific person or just general circumstances. You ask yourself, did you really have a realistic expectation going into it? My guess is maybe not. So be careful what you expect. It can take you down the wrong path. You got to be present for the moment. I have no doubt that you can make a choice. I also just know that there are different outcomes associated with different choices. And do you get to pick? No. Another one I've talked about in the past, when you go to college, right? Say you go to college or a trade school, and you're going on hopes to learn a skill, a body of knowledge, to get a good job. Well, guess what? Sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes you get through, best of intention, right? No jobs on the other side. Didn't work out. Sometimes you started, best of intention, and life happens. Something comes up. You can't pay for. The education. Can't get the loan falls through. Don't have the money. Whatever. And sometimes it works out. My point goes back to, were you able to pick which part you landed on? Again, I have to say you didn't. So that's it for tonight. Thanks for listening to what I had to say about expectation. Until next time, guys, this is Cowboy Mike. Take it easy, and I'll catch you later. Bye now.